It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, South Missouri. It is Wednesday, July 8, 2020. It is 7 a.m. We're already having fun this morning.
We got a lot going on off camera here.
See what those cinnamon rolls will do to you? Hey, we got Brewed Awakening cinnamon rolls this morning. Look at that.
He's been talking about it.
Finally got out there. Welcome Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. Scooter Callis over here driving the director's chair. How is that chair today? You wearing your seatbelt?
No,
is it pretty hairy over there?
Always. No, I got this down.
You got it down
It's a walk in the park.
Walk and listen to him.
Already got 51 presets here.
51. Okay, 51 inputs today, huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Walk in the park.
Should have been down here last night on the Chrome Court.
Well, I went and set up the camera and did all that part.
I tell you what, Mickey got him in and out.
Yeah, he said he
Adjourned
he wasn't going
6:30.
long.
I mean, all right.
He doesn't play around. He's ready to get home at that point.
All right, welcome to Down on the Corner program, brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. The very best in home entertainment, home appliances, tools, lawn care equipment, you name it, they've got it. If they don't have it and you need it, they're going to track it down. JR is... He is Mr. Local Hometown Business, and he bends over backwards to help folks that need help. They service what they sell, and they service other people's items.
They will service anything that you have, whether it be appliances, if it's lawn equipment, whatever. If it needs work,
you can drag it through the door, yeah.
They'll do it, and they do it right here in the house. They're not sending everything out. They do it right here.
And we talked about this earlier in the week about, it used to be RCA radio repair, Zenith TV repair, Motorola. Remember all those? Philco. Mm-hmm. You don't see those, and now he's bringing back
TVs are.
Well, yeah,
you got to take them out. They're disposable items now. But yeah, your TV repair guys and having these big.
They weren't disposable when I was a kid. It took 3 guys to carry them.
Yeah. Those days are gone.
Check out your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home. It's up on the hill behind Wendy's. Same parking lot as Orscheln's, out in front of Physical Therapy Connection, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. Your hometown Sears store. We want folks come in from Missouri and the other Arkansas counties and check them out. Well, I think we've got a Sears. Well, I know we've got a Sears. So come on down to Baxter County, Mountain Home, and shop at your hometown Sears store. And you will not be disappointed. Craftsman tools, Husqvarna lawn care equipment, you name it, they've got it.
Yep.
Your hometown Sears store, and they do a great job. We're enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee plus Brewed Awakening cinnamon rolls this morning. Take a look at the size of that, and you can pick those up at Brewed Awakening at any of the drive-thrus and also at Baxter Regional. They've got the drive-thru ready to go for you today on Bomber Boulevard, again out in front of Anytime Fitness out in the Walmart complex, and of course Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. The very best coffee in town is Brewed Awakening. Why? Because it is real coffee. Brewed Awakening coffee. And Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Of course, in the hospital, you've got to take the safety precautions and just because of coronavirus, But anyway, got to be safe. But all 3 locations are open and ready to serve you the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Like I say, Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Brewed Awakening coffee, the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. In the state of Arkansas, there's 29 to serve you with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee, right here in Mountain Home. You talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris, anyone there can help you. And when we say with all our respect, it's not just something we put on the graphics on the screen. It's how they do business day after day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. And I can't say enough good things about them, whether it's the passing of a loved one, after a long illness, emergency situation, pre-planning, whatever it may be. Talk to the Roller people. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, what if we all came together as Americans and worked to make life better for others? What if we weren't so concerned with me and became concerned for the welfare of others? Lord, I believe we could change the entire persona of our country if we just reached out to help someone. Lord, let the lessons you taught in your Holy Scripture be once again an inspiration to guide us to serving other people. Help us, Lord, to be obedient to your commands and heal our nation is my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bringing morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And
No,
now,
wait. Brace yourself.
da, da, da,
Told
the
you.
weather. You over there laughing. Let's hear you do better.
Da, da, da.
Oh, don't worry, I got your
Gary's
mic
over here
on.
hiding.
Feel free.
I should have warned Gary to wear a helmet. Morning weather brought to you by the ZT. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870.
I was about to say, he pays for that
pays
to happen. They're going to pay me more to stop.
That's the whole point, ain't it?
That's just how I do business.
Morning weather brought to you by the ZT. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. A little bit of fog on the river this morning.
A little bit.
A lot of fog on the river. Let's take a look at September shot.
Here's the still picture of what it normally looks like.
It's taken, I think, mid to late September one year, and that's, of course, the river separates Marion County from Baxter County, looking into Cotter, Arkansas, with the bridge on the left-hand side of the screen. And you can go to retiretoarkansas.net. You can pull up the live webcam, and you can look at this throughout the day. Once the fog burns off, probably burn off by 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning. Pretty heavy fog right there. Won't take that long, you don't think? Be off maybe by an hour or so.
It's better now than it was when I left.
Really? Wow. Anyway, check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net, for all your real estate needs, retiretoarkansas.net. And if you're thinking of maybe a little bit bigger home or maybe need to downsize a little bit, call the Z Team. The team is ready and assembled to serve you both in Arkansas and Missouri, from Marshall to Mountain View, Arkansas, to Mountain View, Missouri, back over to Gainesville. Whether it be Arkansas or Missouri, hey, the team is ready to go. Give them a call at 870-405-0793.
I'll tell you, if you're interested in making a change, you're looking at doing whatever, you're missing the boat if you're not listing your house.
But here's the thing: when you call the Z Team, you better be ready to move.
Then that's yeah, and
You
right
better
now,
have the suitcase in hand.
right now there's a limited amount of homes out there, and people are still wanting to buy. They're still moving this area, and you see every week so many homes that are already on contingent. So that means they've already got a potential contract before they even hit the MLS.
They don't even have to put the sign in the yard a lot of times.
Yeah, that's if you're interested in selling, now would be the time. You need to give them a call. It does not cost you any more to have a whole team working in your corner. So call the Z Team.
There you go. 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Right now, 71 in Mountain Home, 68 at Harrison, 72 at Batesville, 71 both in Calico Rock and Salem. Flippin checks in at 70, Marshall at 72, 71 at West Plains. Around the region, St. Louis 73, 74 at Poplar Bluff, Springfield 72, but only 55 in Watford City, North Dakota. Not bad. On the radar, put this in motion here. And let's see, we have a little bit in Nebraska, South Dakota. Let me pull this down. Oh, there we go. Minnesota's getting a lot of shower. Look at that up there. A lot of shower activity up there. Then in southern Arkansas, we got some shower activity. Of course, there's stuff in New England, so I'm going to zoom in on Arkansas real quick. Well, they got a lot. Look at that down there. Well, a lot of showers in southeast Arkansas, west central Mississippi. And this is around Greenville, Mississippi. And so this, of course, this is not going to affect us. So overall, the highways in Arkansas are clear. 62, 412 east and west. Highway 65 going to Branson. 67, 167, where they split at Bald Knob. 167 goes to Batesville, and 67 on up into Pocahontas and Corning. Interstate 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, all in Arkansas clear at this time. State of Missouri, let's take a look. They're behaving themselves with no rain. 70, 49, 44, 55, all going into the state of Missouri. I-64 to Mount Vernon, Illinois, out of East St. Louis. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Cairo, Illinois, Mayfield, Kentucky, Union City, Tennessee. Everything looking good. Not bad. Just those showers down in southeast Arkansas and western Mississippi. Heat advisories. Look at this. Northern Illinois, western Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, the eastern half of Iowa, even around the St. Louis area, heat advisories. Southern Texas, parts of Kansas with heat advisories. Upstate New York with heat advisories today. And so be advised of that. My goodness, didn't realize that was going on. And, okay, what happened here? Looks like the forecast went okay, Wampus. Yeah, just lost the forecast.
You got it written. It
It's
just
going to be hot.
There we go. Yeah, it's going to be hot with a chance of shower.
It's written in there. They just don't have their thing across the top.
Graphics aren't in there today for some reason, so it's going to be hot and muggy. Don't you love live TV, Gary? Oh my gosh, this is what we put up with. Never know when the graphics going to work. Checking out Drive Arkansas. The highways are clear. West Memphis and Memphis looking good. Fort Smith and everything around Little Rock. No slow traffic, no accidents this morning. State of Missouri, don't forget Highway 201 North turns into Highway J in Missouri, and they're working on the Lick Creek Bridge. And so with that, you got a detour around that, or take Highway 5 or Highway 101 up into the state of Missouri. And let's see, current pollen index for today. Once it loads, I hope that graphic works. There we go, 1.7 today, 1.8 tomorrow. And what are we looking at here? 89 today, 91 tomorrow, 92. Yeah, going to be in the low to mid 90s throughout probably for the next week.
Looks like the real big chance of rain won't be until Sundays. So yeah, we're good there.
So allergy report, grasses and plankton are the culprits. You know, coughing, hacking, wheezing. Well, there it is right there. Bull Shoals Lake, 691.22. It's 32.22 above 659, a full pool there. Norfolk Lake at 575.52 is 23.52 above a full pool of 552. Coronavirus update around the world. We have 58,239 critical. We have 4,508 cases active with 4,450,000 mild. So 99% of the population is mild and 1% of the world is critical. What are you laughing at over there?
Nothing. Behind the scenes. You just go ahead.
What's he doing, Gary?
Doing a great job, Dale. Keep it up.
Don't lose control of the show now, Dale. Keep going.
24,512 cases in Arkansas. Active cases 5,486. The good news is 18,725 have recovered. And Baxter County has 20. Well, actually, we got 6 active in Baxter. We have Marion County. We've got 6 active in Searcy, 5 active. We have 5 active in Stone County. We have 4 active in Izard County and only 6 in Fulton County. So we're behaving ourselves in north central Arkansas with the coronavirus. Oil prices today, we're looking at $40.51 a barrel. That's Western Texas International Crude. And so, did we cover everything?
I think so.
All right. Hey, you going to join us eventually? Yeah, we're doing good. Let's take it. How much fog burned off the river? Anybody want to take a look?
None.
We're going to take a break early so we can talk to Gary Tobar, and Bob Zador is going to join us. Gary Tobar for State Rep, District 55. I'm going to be visiting with him for the rest of the show. So we're going to take an early break. I'm almost out of coffee, so be right back.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Hi, it's Bob Zador of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call, 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good. At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. But I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
When you're
Bring it a little close. 7:17, and I want to introduce Gary Tobar for State Representative candidate seat 55 over in Northeast Arkansas. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you for
having me. Had a good time
me.
last night. Went and caught up with everybody at Colton's and sat and laughed and got acquainted with Gary. So how you been? Good to see you.
Oh, I tell you what, since I've seen you last night, it's been about 4.5 hours since then, and I could almost stay a little bit more in that zone of the Quality Inn. The Quality Inn had a great sleep stay for me last night.
That's
the
good.
visit was absolutely
Great.
awesome.
Good.
Amazing.
That's good.
Good.
So the whole idea, and I know that our antenna doesn't reach all the way over the Mississippi River, but we've got a lot of cable connections between here and there, and of course Facebook Live and YouTube. And we want people to know about Gary Tobar. And when I first met Mr. Mays he's behind the cameras over here, we've got to visit. I said, we could really become some good friends here. We could have some fun times. And we sat and talked last night. I just want people to get to know you. Which camera's Gary on? When you look right in that camera, you're going to be looking at your people, and just talk to those people for a minute and tell us not only who Gary Tobar is, what's in your heart, what's in your mind, what do you want to do for these folks?
Well, again, thank you for having me on your show this morning, but my life is very simple. I was born into a small area, southwest, and my father was a agriculture individual, a farmer, and small family of 11, and I'm the 11th child of 11. Yeah, and so my mother and father, we grew up on the farm, and very well-connected family. I think when you actually are born in a small family of 11, You learn how to cooperate and work together, and
you learn that teamwork and how things.
How it really works, right? Because you have to learn how to share and realize that it's not just you, right? So there was a lot of great, interesting things in my home growing up with a small group of 9 brothers and 2 sisters. Oh my God! Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The girls weren't spoiled now, were they?
Hey, guess what? In a 2-bedroom and a half bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a full bath, but a half bath. So,
wow.
Oh yeah. So you're talking about those were some of the most interesting and delicate times, right? Growing up in the 70s.
So when they say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, you would have been the one rolling down the dirt road, right?
See, you were thinking that they saved the best for last,
right?
Right.
Hey, Bob, can I be real with you? I'm still wondering, is that real statement, saving the best for last, right? Yeah. But, grew up in that area, small area toward where you would call Deckerville. Yeah. Deckerville is a place kind of like Cooter, a little small area, area where the actual demographics is very, again, development, very farmland, and we're farmers in that area, very flat, right? And, you get a chance to know everyone in that community.
Oh, sure.
Just a community country area.
When we got out of the car last night at Colton's, I said, if you guys from East Arkansas, this thing right here is called a hill. The parking lot curves. This is called a hill.
Yeah.
Do you regret being agri? Do you regret? I mean, somebody said something about my childhood. I wouldn't swap $10 million for my memories. I had a great childhood. You got fond memories of growing up like that?
Oh, my goodness. Matter of fact, one of the things that I've been more excited about when I think about the agri and I think about growing up in the farm, of course, Thomas Jefferson made a statement that I have always honored and cherished. He said, there comes a time in your life you might need a doctor, a lawyer, or a preacher. But he says every day, 3 times a day, you'll need a farmer.
Amen to that.
Boy, that's true.
Absolutely. And I really didn't realize the concept of that when I was growing up with the John Deere and the Case tractors and all that, growing up as a farmer's child. So when I value, as I grew up in life and I understood the real importance of really the impact, and I want to say this, my hat really goes out off to the farmers because I really understand now there's a lot of value that they actually contribute way beyond and before we actually get to these nice cinnamon rolls and all of these things, right? So there's a lot of work that goes in it, even from the coffee you and I drinking. It's really amazing how there is a lot of work, effort, and energy just for you and I we as Americans get a chance to benefit from the actual input of what the farmers. So I always remember that. So when I think about my childhood, again, which is part of giving, the part of says it's not just about me. How can I better serve? How can I better be a contributor to society? So when I really think about that, that's how I really tie with the farming.
Sure, because there are no days off for farmers.
Oh no.
There's no days off, and especially, and I don't know if you were doing land farming, if you were doing cattle or pigs, trees, whatever it was.
Absolutely.
But they've all got their own unique spot, and there are no days off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Bahamas for a week. No, you're not, because you got to be here to get this stuff done. So.
Even my grandfather, Popper Bluff, he ran hogs for a while. Christmas Day. You didn't take Christmas Day. You went out and fed the hogs.
Sure.
When I was coming up, Dan, you're talking about on the farm, you're talking about learning that actual area in the landscape of farming. We actually grew crops, right? Cotton and soybeans and all of that. So when you go to talking about going in the backyard, and there was a little area that we had chickens, right, in the backyard. And my mom, very sweet lady, she was a Christian lady, very Christian, devout lady.
She has to be raising 11 of yous. Jeez, think about it.
Hey, Bob, can I be real with you? The lady was so good, seriously. My mom was real nice, but the lady died at 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, she died at 50. And I actually, in 1988, to be real with you. I went to college. When I graduated, I went to college there in Little Rock, Arkansas Baptist. I went on and became senior there and came out of school. And when I came out of school, I came home, came to the gravesite where my mom. And I said, "Hey, Mom, you're really proud of me. I did it. I thank you for everything you've done." And then I says, "Mom, it just dawned on me. The reason why you're not here." I says, "You tried to put up with all of us 9 boys, 2 girls, and a dad. Mom, I feel sorry for you." Yeah. And I was the worst one. I gave you the blues. Hey, seriously. Yeah. Anyone that can try to raise 11 children, right?
Sainthood, son.
Hey,
that's sainthood.
You put up with 11 children, and then a big kid like my dad. My dad was poor. He was a great provider for us. And I says, "Oh, my goodness, that's why this lady checked out of here early." So it's a handful, man. It's a handful. So I just always said that when I came out in 1996. So I always remember that, that moment of giving my mom her kudos. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
And I think what interests me about your candidacy is the difference in how you live your life in Northeast Arkansas compared to North Central, I mean, you go from here to Hardy and it changes. You go from Hardy East and it changes. You get around Jonesboro, it's like night and day.
It's a different state. Well, it is a different state. Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, you talk about the northeast of Arkansas, the Delta. We still call it the Delta, but when you think about it, we're right there on the border. Someone say, "Well, where are you?" So you talk about 55, right? Interstate 55 that actually pulls and drives us, connects us to the main entry of 240. So you say where the world actually meet, right? The intersection where the world meets, Interstate 240 and 55. And then you say, wow, it's right here in Arkansas. I mean, the world really connects Interstate 240 and 55 right here in this great state of Arkansas. So when you think about where I'm actually located, where one of the largest transitioning for 18-wheelers, the highest traffic, one of the highest traffic in the United States, right here in our state, right there in that area. It's amazing.
Yeah, because you've got your boat traffic there at Memphis.
Oh, my goodness.
Whether you're going upstream or downstream on Mississippi River.
And for those who don't know where that is, you're talking about the area just of West Memphis area.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
So that those
18 miles. Yeah, just actually 18-mile town called Turl.
Yeah, been through many times.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people, when they get sophisticated, Bob, they call it Terrell.
That's how you can tell they made the jump.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Bob, I actually flew to Washington. And there was an A. Philip Randolph Institute where they actually had the summation for the HBCUs, right? And so out of the 118 HBCUs, I was actually the #1 recipient chosen. So I wrote my actually dissertation about it, and so I was the one that actually was the benefit back then. And I got a chance to fly to Washington there and to hang out with the top 25 corporate leaders of America, right, for that week, as well as get a chance to meet the president and the vice president of the country and all of that. So it was just a dynamic time for me in my life. Well, I'm sitting there, and they started to my left talking about the actual impact, where they were and who they were with the CEOs and all of that. And as they went around the table, and they got all the way around to the highest man in the billions and billions of dollars where he was operating. So finally they said, here's the recipient. We want to hear now from Mr. Gary Tobar. He's our recipient for the APR, right? Ooh. So I says, hi, I'm Gary Tobar. I'm from Terrell, Arkansas.
That's right. Well, you had made the jump. By the time it got around to you, you had made that jump.
Hey, guess what, Bob? The guy says, Mr. Tobar, you mean Turl. Everybody know Turl, right? So, real story. So, I always say now, it's still Turl, no matter how educated you get. I'm there on Howard University, I'm with the preem of the preems, right? So, it's still Turl. Turl is a very nice location area right below, about 18 miles, like I said, north of 55. So when you think about it, right there with Memphis, right there located with Memphis, Tennessee. You know, home of the blues, home of Elvis Presley, B.B. King, right?
Oh, man, yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, man, good stuff, right? Right on the river, right? And then you say we got the #1 interstate, right? Right there where I'm located. And then you got the railroad industry right there, right where I'm at. Then you got the second largest airport in the United States right there in that area. Isn't that crazy?
Well,
yeah, all of those
Well, you
comes
think about
together.
Interstate 55, it's Chicago to New Orleans. It's the main north-south trucking route because you hit Chicago, St. Louis, Memphis, New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi mixed in there. You got, like you say, the railroad and the airport. Well, you got FedEx down there.
Oh, my goodness. I don't
Stay
think...
the night in South Haven, Mississippi sometime.
Yeah, you talk about a company like FedEx, right? You talk about an area, actually. Now, I was told this. I was a young man coming up then, but I was actually told that FedEx really wanted to come to West Memphis, Arkansas, when Fred Smith actually originated.
Really?
Yeah, his thoughts about coming. He was thinking about entertaining coming to Arkansas, and because of the, I guess, some of the details in the infrastructure, he just went right across the bridge. And I always think about, look at all those billions of dollars for we could add. But it's just one of those things that you talk about having an idea, right? And that's what I love about the great thing about being an American and also an Arkansan, because we're in a state where there's individuals that have dreams, aspirations, right? And if they can dream it or think it, it can really become a reality.
Well, and I think that we find here that they will encourage you to do that.
Yeah,
There's nobody holding you back saying, hey, you can't. You know, whereas I came from Chicago, and there's a kind of a culture that no, you belong doing this and maybe not doing that. It's encouraged here. I was a policeman. I didn't know real estate. I didn't know anything about real estate. When we came down and we said, we'll find something to do, and we're executive brokers with Century 21. We're the #1 team in the state of Arkansas for Century 21, and that was because people encouraged us. And you had the same thing with people doing that for you.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that we see that throughout the state, where people are saying, yeah, go for it. Go for it. There's no, you shouldn't do it.
But Gary, I'm gonna pull this. You know, I'm trying to say this with respect. I want to see it for all people, all races. You know, I want to see it for everybody. You know, so if you got somebody living in poverty in Southwest Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas, I want to see them with the same opportunities. No matter where, if you're in Northwest Arkansas, Southwest, Southeast Arkansas, everybody, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. You know, when I don't know, maybe 20 plus years ago, I'm about to give my age, but I remember that was our actually state. We were the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
You remember that was what we were known for, the land
of opportunity.
The land of opportunity. I know we're now considered the natural state, and I'm good with that. But most importantly, we are a state of opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really would like to become more transparent in seeing that resurrect once again, for us to raise the consciousness of how valuable and the things that we really have to offer.
For everybody.
For everybody.
Everybody.
Not just within, but we become so transparent that even those that are traveling who look at our state, want to come within our state, they understand that this is a state that a lot of people can benefit once they come to this land of opportunity, Arkansas.
And we used to have with the real estate that we sell quality of life, not just land, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, whatever. And we see that throughout the state. I'm a state committeeman from Marion County, and we travel a little bit with the Republican Party. And you see that throughout the state of people trying to help their fellow man. It's just you help the guy next to you.
Absolutely.
And that's what you see. And that's something that we have. We have the advantage because we're not a billion or 10 million person state.
Yeah.
We have that smallness. It's a little more intimate. I mean, it's a lot of people, obviously, but it's a little more intimate, and we're able to help each other, to do things like this, to bring you here from another area to help tell your story and explain that you're a Republican and a conservative, and to get that word out. And I think that that's important as well, that people realize the diversity of the Republican Party
Oh my goodness!
And that we're not a monolith, and I think that that's something important that we need to get.
I've talked with Julie. Gary. Can't say enough good things about Gary.
Sure,
sure. With Julie Found. So let's take a quick break. 7:34. Come up on 7:35. More with Gary Tobar right after this.
Wow.
Out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. 4-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top-quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau. Stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop The Uniform Shop. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Oh, having some fun here on the program with Gary Tobar, Bob Zadora. Yeah, y'all take a bite of cinnamon roll. Come on, I'll come and get it in your teeth.
Oh my goodness! All right, let me try.
Come on.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'm going to tease Gary a little bit because first time, and Mr. Mays is back here behind the cameras and he's taking some videos. And I said, you know what? I said, I've got a little slogan. I said, I'm going to make this about race. What? I'm going to race you to the poll to vote for Gary Tobar.
There you go.
I remember you stated that. Dwayne actually, he shared that information, and I was so excited. When earlier, Bob brought up some interesting points. He made a statement about, from a conservative Republican perspective, right? And one of the things about understanding our landscape, like in the northeast part of our state of Arkansas, based on that demographics.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a cultural of more indigenous population, all right? So what I've discovered, and I must be real open about it, almost a half a century old now, I realized less than a decade ago that I was voting and doing things based on culture. It wasn't the fact that I didn't know who the Republican Party, I didn't know. No one ever talked about it. No one ever, the landscape in that area was just driven and over and over from a democratic system and awareness.
Oh, yeah.
So what I've realized was that, hey, we just did things from a systemic perspective.
We did it because Mom and Dad did it. Because Uncle Fred did it.
Yeah, everyone did. It didn't have a concept. You didn't know what you were doing, right? So everybody says, vote this way, vote this way, vote this way. And oftentimes, that's what we did, right?
Sure.
And but you know what, Bob, and I must say this. There is an area that says, and I'm not going to go religion on you, but there is something about being born again.
Yep.
Hey, there's something. There's something about being born again. And when you know better, you do better, right? And once you hear and realize the impact from a conservative perspective, what the Republican Party. I know oftentimes, Bob, a lot of people talk about the 1863 Emancipation Proclamation, right? And I was told that was a Democratic president. I was told that, just being open about it, they said that was a democratic process. You and I know better. That was Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
Emancipation Proclamation. That was Abraham Lincoln. Yep. So when we talk about that, so when we understand that false information, right? Parties taking credit for always taking credit for things that they don't do, right? and you're able to place that information. So now you have generation after generation after generation that is being taught and misled, right? Guided mainly because when you understand the farming and the landscape and the agri-side, a lot of times it was all about manipulation and directing of the leadership of being in the farming, right?
Sure.
So a lot of times they just went along with whoever that says, oh, it's time to go vote for him. And that's what that happened. And then they say, oh, that's a donkey. Oh, that's a Democrat. So everything that they just kept going year after year, generation after generation. And here I am, one of the individuals at the age of 38, really realize that there's something more to one way. And when we become more open and realize that there are individuals that are saying, no, we really want you to have an opportunity. We just don't want you to be controlled and being misled. And we just don't really want you to work. We actually feel better. You'll be better off if you own your own business. You know, what's that story about the guy that says, I'm hungry. Can I have a fish? Right. I want a fish. Can I have some of your fish? And the guy says, no, I tell you what I'll do. I got a boat, got a fishing pole, and if you want to, why don't you go down there and fish in that pond and catch all the fish you want? The guy goes back and he comes back and he says, did you catch what you want? He says, yeah. He says, well, go back down there. And the guy goes back down the next day, and the guy goes back the next day and he says, did you get what you want? He says, oh, I got more than enough now. He says, my deep freezer is full. He says, well, had you considered this? He says, well, how about you go back and go throughout the community and see who someone else would like to do. And the story goes on that the guy says, I'll sell. So the guy got a little bit frustrated. He said, I got more people of serving trying to go. He says, what do you want to do? He says, well, I got a little old building down the street. He says, why don't you go rent that little building out and put your name on it and call it a fish market, and now you don't have to worry about you bring business back to the community. So what happens? A guy that started one day who said he was hungry only wanted to feed himself. But from a conservative Republican perspective, the gentleman says, how about doing it a little bit further? Not only taking care of yourself, but taking care of your community, providing a service. Now this guy has a business, and now he's providing service. That's what I love about the process of being a Republican, because we're not just here to help a hand, but extend, making sure we can lift you up.
That's a good point.
That's the point. It's not about you as the individual. No. It's about what can you do to help your fellow man, and that's really the conservative basis for most things that we do.
Yes. I've got the Gary's platform. I took a picture of it and we'll put it on the screen. That was part of the recording as we go live. Can we throw that up, Scoot? There's the Gary Tobar platform. We have more in common than differences. Amen to that. Pro-life, pro-business, pro-agriculture, less taxes, less government to promote economic growth, pro-school choice, education, pro-traditional marriage and family, pro-highway roads, infrastructure, right to own and bear arms, Lincoln, Rockefeller, Republican.
Can't do any better than that.
Dude.
That sums up everything.
I mean, that's it right there.
That's it. You know, there was that was an interesting thing. The 1963 meeting that was gathered in Washington, D.C. You know, I gave reference to it earlier about how the impact of the A. Philip Randolph, right, era in 1963 that actually put a platform together that this individual put a young man at the helm by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. This guy that talks about he have a dream, right? This is 1963, right? Well, the discovery, having the opportunity for discovery to show you how great of a land of opportunity we are in, having an real interrelationship experience of knowledge that in 1963, where Dr. King, who is on his way, this young guy, real story, who's on his way to a place on a travel, receives a phone call from a gentleman in the state of Arkansas and says, stop by on a Saturday. The guy says, he needs some money on the travel. And the guy goes on, and the bank is closed. So the bank loan officer says, hey, what kind of check you need? And the gentleman that actually tells this guy to come, he says, well, he doesn't need a check. He says, open up the vault, give him all the money he needs, assist him. Well, the true story of that is, that was Mr. Rockefeller. Wow. Mr. Rockefeller met Dr. Martin Luther King in the state of Arkansas, wow. Little Rock, Arkansas, shares with him, don't write him a check. The check isn't any good. He needs money. Right. Guess where he goes? Cash. Hey, where does he go? He ends up going to Washington, D.C., and guess the world now hears, I have a dream speech.
Wow.
That's real story.
He financed him to get the real, wow.
A Rockefeller.
See, now, that's a great story.
Hey, and that's real. These are stories that are hidden. The hidden treasures that shows the importance that we as conservative Republicans, we are not champion for ourselves, but champion for humanity.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes,
we
sir.
are philanthropists for humanity. And so when I continue to understand how can I better help serve my fellow man, Dan, to be real with you, I felt the genuineness of you when I actually spoke with you over the phone. You know, I've been around for only a short term in life, so you know people when they're real. You know what I'm saying, sure. Bob? You can tell the
you're
the
a businessman. You
absolutely. You hear it all the time.
Sure.
You know the flab, you know the gift, the gab, and all of that things that goes along with it. Then there comes a time, Dan, you says, hey, there's the real thing. I know that there's the real thing. I'm very conservative about actually where I go and speak because I know everyone oftentimes want to hear what you have to say so they can turn it around.
Ooh. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, in the political arena, it's oftentimes you say it for the record.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so often when you go looking at that kind of perspective, it's, I have to be very conscious of the mere fact because people are always trying to tailgate and put you in a corner and try to hold, you made a statement 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you still have that same concept? You say
right. Really?
Really? So, and that's when I say it to you. Because of your sincerity, I know that you're a man of passion. I know that the work that you are doing in this community, that so many are now making a great impact. I want to say again, thank you for allowing me to be on a show where I really feel like I can be myself. And Bob, I'm actually having fun.
Well, you're supposed to be.
That's
the whole idea.
But one thing, we got to pay for it, so we need to take one more break. More with Gary and Bob right after this. Stick around.
This coffee is great.
Yeah.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
And that's really
7:51. We're just kind of coming in.
Well,
with
we're
the
just kind of coming.
Yeah,
in.
we're having a good time here, even off camera. Yeah. Gary Tobar, candidate, seat 55, Northeast Arkansas, Blytheville, Turl area, and I'm thrilled to have you on the show today. It's been a pleasure, and enjoyed dinner last night. We sat and talked for an hour and a half last night at Colton's, and
Hawaii. Hey, Bob, we actually shared. He wasn't going to eat, and I'm like, come on.
I had a huge salad, dude, like at 5 o'clock, and he orders this steak.
Hawaiian steak.
So he carves it in half and shares it with
one of the best. Hey,
it was good, wasn't it?
Hey, I promise you, Colton Steakhouse. Oh my God, that Hawaiian steak was so large, and I mean it was cooked to perfection. But I said, how can we come together without breaking bread together? I think that's part of fellowship.
Yes, sir.
I really believe one way for you and I to really show that we can actually be able to sit down, not only just have discussions, but let's sit down and share.
Yeah.
And he actually kept insisting, I'm full, I'm okay. And he kept saying that, and when I cut the steak, I come on saying, "Come on, you have to share with me."
He's like to
and
smell
and then I saw his mouth start to watering, and then he kept saying no, and he took his napkin and folded it out.
Maybe just a little.
But we had a great time.
We did.
No, really, thank you. I really enjoyed that. You know, Bob, you made a statement earlier about that. I just want to chime back. You know, you talk about being an African American on a Republican ticket, right? Now you talk about crazy, but
there's a different set of challenges.
But guess what? Almost 3 million people here in the state of Arkansas, right? Almost 3 million, approximately 3 million people, 75 counties at large, and we talk about almost 3 million people. Out of the approximately 3 million people, there's approximately 250,000 indigenous African Americans, indigenous individuals that make up the state of Arkansas. So after you talk about 250,000, approximately 250,000, I'd be very careful so I can say approximately 250,000 African Americans that make up the great state of Arkansas, right? So out of that 250,000, I'm the only African American on the 2020 ticket on the state Republican side.
Oh, really?
Now that's amazing.
I'm glad you're there, though.
And so
here.
So
glad you're there.
So just so But again, also understanding, becoming transparent. A party that we are transparent. A party that looks not at color. A party that understands that from a humanity perspective.
Yeah.
Having access to stakeholders sitting at the table.
Yep.
Now, not just having, being told what to do, but having access and reshaping, having a form and a platform to identify.
Yep.
Not just talk about the problem, but understanding having someone at the table who can help identify that problem, shed some light. Right? See, that's what it's really about. And so when I understand that this is a relationship of our party sitting at the round table, having accessibility, making these infrastructures things that really needs to take place. If we're not able to sit down and have these discussions, if you're not able to have this open dialogue, when you look at our world and how things are going right now with all of this systemic racial tension that's going on, I mean, the news, the media is just really blowing a lot of things out. Oh my God, it's crazy how they're trying to put a lot of tension and divide our country. But the truth of the matter is, and this, from the time I've been in Mountain Home, this is the first time I've ever been to Mountain Home in my life, one of the greatest places on the planet. So when you think about coming to Mountain Home, from the time Dwayne and I made our arrival, from the time we got out of our car, from the time we walked into our place to check in, from the time we leave back out, meet with you at Steakhouse, from the time of coming back, only thing we received was great hospitality and love and care.
Good.
Yeah.
Proud of that.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. So when you think about that, I mean, that is what it should be about. And so if we're not conscious of the mere fact that oftentimes the media can actually post and make us look like something that we're really not. I mean, I think that's where we have to make some consciousness decisions, because from a racial perspective, I know I love you, I know you love me, I know you care about me, I care about you. And again, so why is all of this racial tension that we're always looking at right now, the way the media is playing under this presidency level and everything, that all of a sudden look like we're being divided because of this systemic racism. And so when you think about the things that I'm being able to look at from a transparent, open heart, being a United Methodist, see, let me say this too, being a former United Methodist engager in the ministry, one of the main mottos of the United Methodists from a Christianity perspective is open hearts, open mind, open doors, right? And that's what we do. Open hearts, open minds, open doors. So when we think about that, that's what it's all about. Having a heart to understand that we all are to be included and to be cared for. That's why I learned from the real genuine side of being open-hearted, open minds, and open doors.
Gary,
2 minutes.
Politics is stuff. We need you're running for office. You're running for District 55, which isn't here. Nobody within the sound of my voice can vote for you. But how would people be able to get a hold of you? How could people generate some money for you?
Oh, my God. Now you're talking my talk.
No, well, let's talk it quick.
We
because
got 2 minutes.
We're on time.
We need money.
How do they get a hold of you?
One of the great things, you can go to www.gary_Tobar_55. You can go to that website. That is the website that you can go all of the financial abilities that you can actually invest, make that commitment, make that choice, because that is an area, Bob, that is going to be very essential in this election. In order for us to actually turn that state red, you're actually right. We're going to need some financial support due to the fact we're based in a demographic area that has been blue for so
You've
long.
been blue for so long, and now to be able to,
and it
get
almost
it
feel like right, and they feel like it's an ownership.
Oh yeah,
it feel like it's ownership. So when you feel like it's ownership, they will do anything to make sure that they hold on to it. So in order for us to make sure we can paint the landscape and make a transitional area from here to there, we need some financial support.
The first district's been a good district. The congressman's a great guy, does a great job. Rick does a great job, and he's turned a lot of those counties have turned red.
Yeah, it's good.
Under Benny Speaks, who was a huge leader over there as far as getting things done. But we want to get you elected in 55, and the best way to do that is Gary space Tobar space 55.com.
Yeah.
If
you got a question, call me. I'll make sure.
Call Dale. We'll make sure.
Between me and we'll make sure you can get in touch.
Gary Tobar, 4 FOR 55.
455. Okay.
.com.
Call Dale.
Call me,
and he'll get you the right information.
We'll get it to you. Thanks, Gary, for being here.
It's an honor.
We got to run. See you tomorrow, everybody.
Thank you.